Hello YouTube, it's Trust, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Bear Hug Radio. Today's guest is none other than the most interesting man in the world, Theo. He's a plastic surgeon, a kickboxer, a Special Forces Army sergeant, and a lover boy. As always, the goal of this podcast is to get to know the dopest people in the NFT space. If you're new to the podcast or you're returning, please hit the like and subscribe button.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man. Welcome to the Bear Hug Radio, everyone. We've got Theo here, Dr.Shark, T13, the Greek Dos Equis guy, the most interesting guy. You don't agree?
Yeah, I agree, but, many stories come with many pain, friend,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You have to pay your stories with pain and tears.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I chose the crazy stories. The crazy stories chose me, let's say.
Yeah, definitely agree, man. I mean, I don't know them all, but from one day, I know a couple, and that's why the nickname's coming. I'm gonna push it a little bit more. Like the Greek Dos Equis guy. I think.
I go by many names.
Because
Dos is a new one.
So we've been talking for like 2 days and got to know your stories, because it's rare that a brand new bear comes on the show, because like you made such an impact in the past 6 days. Because for those of you who don't know, Theo has only been here for 6 days and already people are talking about him. Such a cool guy. So yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here, and not only people are talking about me. My Instagram has exploded from a reach of 0.3, 0.4. I have like now 1.4. 7 days. It's madness.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm here since a mint, okay? And I remember the first day of the OK Bears. I don't know if you know the story, but they went from like 0 to like 10, and then people started like selling. They went to 25 SOL very quick. And in a matter of a week, they went to like 250 SOL, and like it was crazy. In that like span of time, I gained like 2,000, 3,000 followers on Twitter. So it was crazy. I mean, that was like an amazing time, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy, the amount, the power of our community, because it's still early.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So how has been your day, mate?
Hey, today was good. I had a good day. I know you were really busy. We're both really busy. Why don't we start off with why so many nicknames? Dr.Shark, T13. Can you explain to me like why Dr.Shark or why T13?
Yeah, simple. Dr.Shark was like the nickname when I just opened Twitter, and I had like I was at that time part of a rag collection that had sharks, so I said like, okay, Doctor and Shark, so it was like Dr. Shark. And after that I realized that because like I didn't like the values of this rag project, so like, okay, change it, I will put it just like as simple as it is. I will just put my first name, Theo, T, plus my Nike number, 13. So it's like T13, it's that simple.
Okay.
But there is the problem. The problem is like my Twitter account, it can only be accessed through my iPad because I have forgot the code.
Okay.
I don't know how to put the Twitter or change the name anymore. It's forgotten. It's like one old iPad account. So I just go through my iPad and that's it. Okay. And every day, like some update can come and I can lose my my Twitter. But guess what? I don't care. I get zero fuck about it. So, I just take it day by day. And yes, this is like, now it's like Greek Dos Equis thing. It's okay. So it's okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? I like doing research, so I went on Google. I'm like T13. I'm like, what is this? And there's like, it's a type of drug. It's a lot. Like, there's so many things about it. Like, so I was like, I'm wondering what it was, and it's just like simple, like your name and then your lucky number. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. just let them think about things, you know, let them imagination go wild.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trust for me. It's trust 77. It's like, am I born in 77? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. I'm not that old, but yeah, it's just a lucky number. My lucky number is actually 7, so I doubled it up. 77. That's how it started. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So
It's crazy that the numbers play game in our life. My public school was like the 13th high school of Athens. I took my medical degree in the 2013. I took my PhD on February 13. So 13 is like handing me, like now I was like living in Pigeon Crescent in one crappy neighborhood in Millwall, London, on the 13th apartment. So yeah, 13, you know, and I said like, okay, let's adopt it, you know, since I have no power, okay, just go with the flow.
is in Europe or Greece like the number 13? Is it a lucky number or is it an unlucky number?
Actually, in Greece, 13 is regarded a bad, unlucky number. Because during Tuesday, 13, the Greek Empire lost our capital to the Turks. You know, the descendants of Sami took our capital. So, it's like a bad day, 13th for us. But, you know, I'm a weird guy. I like weird things.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Because like in some cultures, like the 13 is really unlucky. You know, like Friday the 13. You know, like it's the worst day. You know.
Well, for us, it's Tuesday the 13.
Yeah, so different numbers have different meanings. It's super interesting. Like even the 4. You know, like number 4 in Chinese and Korean culture is like bad luck. Because like when you say il I sam sa is like the name for devil or something. So the number 4 is unlucky. So you go to Korea and then like the 4th floor doesn't exist. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 5. You know, like, and in Canada, like number 13, there's no 13th floor. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 to 12 and then 14. Or they put F. It's crazy.
I would do the same. You know, I wouldn't risk my investment with some unlucky numbers.
Exactly. Tell me about your background. Tell me about yourself, you know, like where you're from for some people that don't know.
For these few bears that don't know, I come from Athens, Greece. I used to be chief resident in plastic surgery in the biggest hospital here in Greece. I also worked a year in Chelsea, Westminster as a plastic surgeon. Here in Greece, I have my private practice and my you know, public. I have PhD, I have post PhD, I have made the burns clinic here in Greece. So, long story short, we treat burn wounds with laser, no surgeries. It's actually a technique that I've been trained in London for that, and we brought it here to the Greek patients. I have 10 international articles published, like now the 10th was published like 2 days ago. And the past month, I got also a job in a big hospital in London to work as a plastic surgeon. And, you know, I got the job, I did all the paperwork, did like the first week normal. And then I asked for the contract and say, I cannot give you the contract, plus you cannot work anymore because your visa is not published. Then I tell them, you know, for the past 2 months you were telling me that everything's okay. And now I cannot work, what is this? They tell me, this is what it is. So, after that I have like around a month, but I'm a Web3 drifter. And before 7 days I bought a beer. That's mine.
Yeah, it's really cool. So what do you do for fun? Like, what are your hobbies?
So I go to the gym, I do kickboxing, amateur kickboxing, and yeah, these are my hobbies.
You do like kickboxing for like fun, or is like fitness important for you, for your life? And
I think kickboxing is important in the life of every man, because when you are facing an opponent wants to take your face and break your skull for 10 minutes. And you know, sometimes you give, but sometimes you get punched a lot. It changes the way you think. As all of your daily struggles and trials, if you think like, okay, 9 o'clock, you will have Dimitris, he's gonna ready to fuck you up, it's not such a big deal. Because actually you get your face punched, you know? It's like, I don't know, like, have you ever been in a fight?
To me, no, personally, not.
Yeah, so when you get like punches in the face, the next, like at that point, you don't feel them. But the next day, it's like you cannot move your mouth from the pain. So you have to think about the words you say. It's like, is it worth it to say this? Or like, no. Most of the time, it's like, no. So you become more stoic. And I think the anticipation of a physical battle, it's one of the best habits that a modern man can have. Because as I said, if you know at 9 o'clock, you have like Dimitris, he's ready to fuck you up. And you are ready to fuck him up as well. Then this application or the visa or like the tax pays is not the big deal. 9 o'clock, you're gonna get punched in the face. It's said, you know? And if you don't show up, you will be a bitch. And everybody will know that.
Yeah.
So, like that.
Yeah, so Dimitri is the enemy. We're the guy we hate now.
He's one of my sparring partners that fucks me up times to times. You know, sometimes I fuck him up, but I have better endurance than him. It's like Dimitri and Edis. He's like not Greek and he's Albanian. He's like heavy hitter. And there's like one other sparring friend of mine that he's a Roma. He's like a Roma descendant. And like these 4 guys is my worst favorite sparring partners.
Have you ever had to use it outside the gym?
No.
To like defend yourself or anything?
No, never.
No? That's okay. It's good actually.
Yeah, because listen, this type, when you know that you can inflict damage, you know that the possible dangers. And recently in the hospital, we had a situation that there was like a fighting in a school, and actually the child developed brain hemorrhage and died. And it was like a big thing here in Greek news, and yeah. Wow. It's really bad, and it's like really serious. Like violence is not many times the answer. Okay, having the option of fuck someone up is a good thing to have, definitely. But you know, it takes only a second, and your life is destroyed.
Yeah, definitely. You go to jail too. You know, like you're trying to defend yourself against someone, and you put them in the hospital. You go to jail, and
you go to jail. Yeah. Like recently, we had a friend of mine, colleague. He was coming off an on-call, and it was like 48 hours on-call, and he just slept in the wheel and died, 27 years old. So it's stuff like this, so you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You never know what is written, and you never know when you're gonna lose everything that you're gonna have. So I suggest to you and everybody not to be so serious and crazy, because we don't know if tomorrow will come. You know, all we have is now. It's good to make plans. It's good to enjoy, you know, the future and. But,
yeah, the podcast got really deep very quick, man.
yeah, it's like up and down. You have to go up and down. You never get bored. You know my style.
As a doctor, do you see a lot of death? Because my wife is actually training to be a nurse right now. She's in school. Yes. And I'm kind of worried that when she's going to be working every day and seeing death daily, does it like change you?
Definitely, because when you face death, it's something that you take as second nature, and you realize that you're not going to live forever. Time will come that this flesh that you live, it's going to be just flesh, and the soul will live. Will leave the body. It's crazy. When you see dead people, not people anymore, it's like something is missing. You know, from humans, it just become meat and bones. You, many times, everybody, we meet people in our lives that we get connected for no fucking reason. We travel to towns that we know inside out, even though it's our first time. I don't know. I only have theories.
Yeah, it's super interesting, like how a lot of people believe in faith or coincidence, and like you said, you meet someone and you feel like you know them, or you have a vision, like, or you feel like you've seen that person in your dream or something, or even
Today home in that Discord.
Mhm.
I was like doing my review of the month, and like Dream sent me on Discord and says me, Theo, put yourself on the map. And I remember having dreamt that moment 4 years ago.
Wow.
How is this possible? How 4 years ago I would know I would be a beer, and like Dreams will send me the map application and all these things.
It's completely weird. Yeah, it happens to me, like not regularly, but it happens to me sometimes where I've just like, I feel like I've seen this before. Or I feel like, I don't know.
It feels like it's written to happen. Like since you do the right steps, it's written. I also told you before, back in my first time that I was working in London, in UK, I never dreamt of working in Chelsea. It was like super hard to go. I had like 37 applications. And I got accepted in the Burns Center. We're like the only one in UK that do laser treatment in burns. Coronavirus happens. My place here in Athens opens. And I would be the guy that never returned to Greece, never. But because the circumstances were like better for my career, I returned to Greece. I come in the department, I open the storage room, and what do I say? Laser. Bought for burns treatment 3 years ago. It's like a laser that costs 80,000 euros. These things are not luck. Just like I believe bears are not luck, and this podcast is not luck. This is like written to.
But you talked about it, like your upbringing. You said it was really tough for you. I remember you talking about it like 2 days ago. Okay, you want to talk about that? I think it would be inspiring for someone who says that it was really tough growing up, and now like they're a doctor.
Yeah, I think because like when we chill in VC, it's like we are in a campfire. Many times I forget what I say. Yeah, I will say it's like, I came like from really bad neighborhood. And actually, I was like an alcoholic until I got my degree. I stopped being alcoholic when I joined Special Forces in the Greek army. I haven't told the story how I stopped being alcoholic, and I will tell it now because it's like it was like one morning, and in Special Forces we run every day, and it was so bad. So when I ran without my shirt off, and the previous day there was like a party, and one of the guys got drunk. I didn't go drunk because I had to run. So as we were running, the guy started puking. So the captain says, okay, doctor, you will take him and you will drag him and we'll keep on running because we don't stop. So I go behind and I was like carrying him, running. And then he puked again. He puked over me. And when I run, I don't wear underwear. So Then after that, it's like a no-go. Like I drink only for social occasions, like until two glasses of wine. That's it.
Okay.
After that, bad things come in my mind. It's done.
Because I remember asking you like, oh, what are you drinking? Are you having a drink? And then you're like, no, I'm just having an espresso. So I was like, I knew there was a story behind that, Like, sometimes I don't want to push too much because,
You can't push. But most of the times it's some story behind these things.
Yeah, because I know, like, personally, my grandfather, like he had a lot of kids, right? My father had 10 siblings. So it was really tough growing up, and he drank a lot, like a lot. and that's why my father doesn't really drink. He'll have like one drink a year. Like it's not that he doesn't drink because he doesn't like it. He doesn't really like it. So he kind of stays away from it. When I was younger, I partied a lot. I drank a lot, and I heard the story, and it kind of like hit me. I don't drink now these days. Just I'm more of a social drinker, like you said. Why don't you talk to me about like your dreams and aspirations? Like what is your ultimate dream? Because I know you're going to UK to like further your career. Where do you see yourself in like 10 years?
So my plan is like to do a year in UK, then come back here, give my final exams and be certified as a plastic surgeon. Then try to have like a career in London and in Athens. My plan is like to work 2 weeks in London, 1 in Athens, and like to be part in the hospital that I belong now. This is my goal. And after, I hope the guys in UK will not see that, but after 2 years, I want to bounce to Dubai. This is my professional goals, And yeah, I divide my life in seven sectors: professional, financial, spiritual, social, recreational, what else? And 2 more: professional, social, spiritual, financial, woman, friends, and recreational. So in all these 7 chapters of my life, I want to excel and be the best version of me. So right now, let's say I am 70 kilos, 15% fat. I want to reach by next year 73 kilos with 12% fat. This is like my goal. This is what I work for. As regards financial, I am pleased that I start to have like a decent portfolio, because how I say, as a complete noob, I started with rugs, then beers came. So beers, it equalizes all the previous rugs that I invested. So now that I found beers, I really feel like really bullish to put more beers in my collection. And hopefully I will start a property investment in 3 months now, with a similar plan as I do in NFTs, buy low, wait a couple of years, and take the profits after. I'm not so much into buying like some expensive area. Social, as you know, sadly, I thought I had a best friend. He threw me under the bus recently. So I just have now one best friend, and I like it like this, because I think enemies cannot hurt you. Your friends can't hurt you. And feeling the betrayal of a person that you love and you would die for, it's one of the worst feelings.
Yeah, definitely. Can't imagine.
That's especially like medical field,
Okay.
So yeah, this is my social. Now as regards women, we will see.
Yeah, talk to me about the women. I think it's interesting. People want to know.
Women is like a big part of my life. It's the motivation. It's why I became a plastic surgeon. It's why I do what I do. Otherwise, I would be in my village with some sheep, be chilling, But yeah.
What's your ideal woman? Like the perfect woman?
Greek Japanese. Greek Japanese. This is my ideal. You want me to get shot, to get like harakiri? It's Greek Japanese, full stop. That's it.
Okay, wow. All right. That's the perfect mix, I guess.
Yes, it's the perfect mix.
I actually went to Japan twice, so I really enjoyed Japan. I know it's like a bit off track, okay, but I enjoyed myself. I stayed in Korea for 4 years too, so I like the Asian style. But like, um is your girlfriend born in like in Greece? Is she like a
No,
Japanese
she's
that came to
born in
Greece? Or?
Italy. She's born
Okay,
in Italy. Her father is like Greek South African. Her mother is Japanese. She's in London and in Italy. She went to school here, and then at 15 she went to UK to study.
okay.
So
I mean, that's a big mix.
super mix, yeah. It's super
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah. So
It's,
talk to
it's,
me
it's
about.
weird because she has like a Japanese face but Greek hair.
Okay.
It's weird.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's your perfect mix. So. But yeah, talk to me about being a surgeon. Do you love it? You know, is it like
Being
more for the
surgeon is
money?
one. Listen, I will not say that as I do in interviews, you know. Oh, I chose plastic surgery because I like operating in bones, in tendons, and all over the body. Here we go, keep it 100. I became
Mm-hmm.
plastic surgeon for the man and the women. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
else. This is
Nothing
what
else.
interests me. And I
Okay.
really like the lifestyle of plastic surgeon, you know. Um, Even though I started my career, I wanted to be like a trauma doctor. You know, you get shot, have appendicitis, you are dying, and you come in the hospital and I save your life. I started my career like this, but I realized I couldn't make a living. Plus, the quality of life was dog shit. When we mean dog shit, it was like
Mm-hmm.
fucking dog shit. So I said, like, okay, I have already invested around 8 years. It was like the medical school and my training years in general surgery. I realized that I am in a loss of time. So I said, which is the best move I can do in this losing game? And the best move was plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I chose.
So, do you plan on opening your own shop, like in Dubai, right?
Yes,
Or
Dubai is the
come?
final stage. Just think this life as a game, as a video game, you know? So med school, public school were the first stage. Greece, general surgery was the second stage. Now, like being chief resident was like the fourth stage, and then you go in the fifth stage, which is gonna be a young consultant of plastic surgery in London, which is like right now the stage I am. I really do believe that we live in a simulation, trust. And I believe everything around us is fake as fuck. Then it doesn't exist. I believe only souls exist. So for some reason, our souls have chosen to play this Matrix game. You know, you chose to be a teacher in Canada. I chose to be a plastic surgeon in London. Doesn't change. We still have souls and we play the game. And yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm playing the game. I don't see this life as real. And all the weird things that happened this past month, I don't believe they are real. I think they're just fake and gods or the game developers of this fake life just they won't fuck around with me and they put me in weird scenarios and they laugh. So this is how I see things.
So if you're saying like life isn't real and stuff like that, like do you think that you're ever like in a movie or something like Grey's Anatomy or something like that?
Yes, I am in
Do
a
you think?
simulation.
How is it honestly, surgery, plastic surgery, or in Greece? Is it different than any other place, or you think it's like
Yeah.
more?
Yes. Because in Greece we don't have that much reconstruction, oncologic reconstruction as in London, and we are like super loaded with aesthetics. Actually, we are in the second, according to our population, in aesthetic surgeries in Athens. So first is South Korea, and after is Greece. So we have like huge exposure to plastic surgery. When we mean plastic surgery, we mean facelift, breast augmentations, vaginal rejuvenation, G-shot. They're really common things here in Greece. Whereas if you go in London and you say, okay, how do you feel about G-Shot? She will put you in GMC, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like G-Shot, for the ones that they don't know, because I have trained all bears community to know such operations. Like when we enlarge the G-spot of the woman with hyaluronic acid. For viewers.
Which surgery did you do the most?
Burn reconstruction. Burn
Okay,
reconstruction. And hand trauma. Let's say you cut your tendon, you come in the hospital, I fix the tendon, and I fix your finger.
Okay.
And as regards reconstruction, whereas as regards aesthetics, I do a lot of breast augmentation. Breast augmentation. But I don't, I don't like women with augmented breast.
Okay, so you like doing it, but you don't like girls with them.
So tired of breast augmentation, mate. It's just not for me. I don't want that outside professional life. Breast augmented.
What is the biggest you've ever done though? Like what is the most like?
CCs.
Sorry?
600 cc's.
Okay.
It was like this. Yeah. It was like turbo. And this is the funny thing with Greek patients. They like their breast augmentations to look turbo. They like when the breast shows fake, you know? Whereas like London people, they like to show it natural. Greek women, they like them turbo.
What is the most interesting surgery you've ever done? Like kind of either weird or kind of like cool or like very difficult? Okay. Was it difficult though?
Yes, it was difficult and I didn't believe it will succeed, but somehow it succeeded.
Where was it? Like was it like
in the base?
Like right here?
Yes, like here. It was like a clean cut. And also I remember one other time, it was like, okay, the craziest stories are with dicks. Me operating on dicks. Also, I have an article which is like, I don't know in Canada if it's common, but here in Greece it's quite common. People put stuff in their dicks to get them bigger. And these soils cause necrosis. And after these guys come to us with necrotic dicks, and it's like black skin on the dick. We have to fix it. And remember, like the first time I operated on this, like actually we took off dead skin, we push the skin from the base to the corpus of the penis, and then we liposuction the super pubic area in order to be smooth and looks like dick. But still, you know, you lose some length of the dick.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember like it was like this really bad case that we operated, and okay, it was like really bad. Okay, let's say like from, I don't know, 10 centimeters dick, he ended up with 2 centimeters.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And the first thing that told us in the next month was like, oh, doctor, my dick works perfect. I had all the nights, I had a hard on. And we're like, yeah, okay. Okay. At least you don't have necrotic dick. But, yeah. And also, STDs are quite common here in Athens. Recently, we've been operated with a guy that had warts and we had to cut his dick off.
What the?
Yeah, couldn't be saved.
Because
he has warts, but he has no dick.
So he had too much warts on his dick, and he had to cut it out.
Like mushroom.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We published that case because it was like really, really bad.
Wow.
Yeah, wear condoms, guys. No glove, no love.
For everyone listening out there, be safe. Always wrap your tool, man.
Yeah, no glove, no love. And definitely don't go fiki in Greek islands. Raw dogging. No. Definitely no, homie.
No.
Don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Damn, man.
It was like really bad. It was like mushroom infested penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, the other thing I told you also, but we have to say though,
Yeah.
for the people, it's like the woman that got her nipple bitten off by her dog while her dog was having sex with her. So
Wow.
yeah, it was like one on call, and she comes with no nipple.
But did she
Don't
share?
Huh?
She actually said I was having sex with my dog. She actually
No,
had this.
no. It was like the dog bite off my nipple. And we say, how come the dog bit off your nipple? She's like, yeah, we were playing. And I was like, you weren't wearing like a blouse or anything like this. She says, no, I was with my night dress. And then I asked the pathologist and say like she came also for us for STD because like she told like her as she was like sitting, the dog came from behind her and she feels like a little bit burning. So and then I go with her and I was like operating on her practically. We tried to clean first the area of the nipple, and then we formed the new nipple like 3 weeks after, a month after. As I was cleaning, I was making again the fold of the nipple. I was saying like, oh, okay, this dog must be like really, really angry, and you should kill it. No, I love my dog,
Wow, man.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, we like animals. We like animals. I was just fooling around with Greek patients.
Yeah, but I think it's because you work in a hospital where you see the worst things, like I feel like I don't work in a hospital. I've never heard this story ever, like unless like I see it on the shows or on movies and you don't believe it's gonna happen. But if it's on a show, someone has probably seen or heard about someone doing something like that, which is crazy.
And now with quarantine and coronavirus, people have went more crazy. This is what I've noticed. And I think the level of craziness will keep on spiking. People will be more emotional.
Ah, man. But how do you balance everything? Work life, friend life, like all the 7 things. Now you're in between, I think, because since you don't have the visa, but how do you balance everything?
Well, I make time. First, I put what is the most urgent thing to do. In the early age of my career, what it was like really urgent to establish myself as an academic plastic surgeon. So I went balls deep there, and I didn't take care on my finances. I didn't care on my physical health. I didn't do such things. After my PhD was like set in place and I had a couple of articles published, I decided it was time to tackle these aspects of my life. And as regards finance, I do every month a review. I do every week a review. I put goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, 6 months goals, 3 years goals. So I have a whiteboard and I write these crazy goals that I set, and I worked on them, and it's something magical. When you put the goals on a table, your mind starts subconsciously forming all these goals, and it's crazy. And this is how I do professional and financial. As regards physical, I've developed habits. For instance, like when I finish from hospital, I don't go to home, I go straight to the gym. I have already my bag and I don't think about it. I put just Joe Rogan, I go to the gym, I have my list of sets that I have to do. I have at least to go 4 times per week, and usually I go 3, but 4 let's say, for around 2-3 hours, and just go there. Even if I do one workout, it's a plus. And yeah, it's all about habits. It's all about habits and be willing to take hits and to humble yourself, while you're being honest.
Yeah, I think I like that. I like that idea of writing the goals down on a board, right? I think I'm gonna start doing that. Like
definitely.
the thing is, I'm ambitious. Like I have goals and I know that I can achieve them. But I think that when you write it down, your dream becomes a goal. I think I talked about it yesterday, but it's important to like visualize the target, because if it moves, it's harder to hit. So if you
Yes.
write it down, I think that's a great idea, and I think I'm gonna start doing that more.
Yeah, and it's, even me that I write, there are some goals that there is like a bitch voice inside my head. It's like, oh, you are useless. Oh, why you do this? You will fail. Don't do it. Just sit, relax. It's like all the time this bitch voice in my head. This bitch voice saying me, oh, you don't know how to do this operation. Oh, you will not publish. And this voice doesn't come off. For instance, I have for 3 years this bitch voice inside my head telling me, oh, why you want to make YouTube channel? You are useless. No one will hear you. That bitch voice I haven't silenced, but the bitch voice inside me telling me that I'm a bad doctor, that I will fail, that all my investments will go to zero, that I'm a useless, that I am fat, that I am poor, that I am just like a poor Greek immigrant. I just learned like to tell bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm in charge, And it's a great book called by Pressfield called The War of Art that highlights this bitch voice that every creator has in his head. And in the end of the day, this is our biggest enemy, this bitch voice. Today, I went to the gym, and all the time I had the bitch voice inside me. No, you are tired. Why you do this? You don't have to do this. You look good, and you will be late for the podcast. And I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm in charge. Shut the fuck up. Like all the time, this mental war. Your old self trying to drag you down, whereas you go to the light. And I think every person has the true north inside him. It just takes balls to follow the true north. Just like Parker did. Just like Snake does. Snake doesn't know English. He's in a Discord. Who thought like Snake could know Web3? But still, she's there and she's trying. And this is what's crazy about this community. It might be destiny that all the bears, we are here and we form this community. This might be our destiny. Just to help each other. Help each other reach in the next level.
Yeah, I think it's timing, like sometimes, like you say, destiny, like finding someone to love and stuff, or like finding a girlfriend or finding a wife. It's like, a lot of people say like it's 50% love, 50% timing, but I think it's 80% timing. Like my wife, we met in a club on Christmas Eve in one of the biggest clubs in Korea. There's like millions of people there that night, and we saw each other. I asked her for a number because we live 4 hours away. We lived 4 hours away. She lived in the north, I lived in the south. And we just saw each other that night, and now we're both here in Canada living together. So it's like, it's crazy sometimes, like it's timing.
The Matrix has different scenario for each of us. Although for some reason, I truly believe Sammy, you, Parker, Snake, even Dreams. Even Dreams. We had this agreement between us to meet again in this lifetime, now, in this imaginary place, in order to help each other. It's not just about the money. We don't know if we will be alive tomorrow. You don't know. It could be like a war. I could go to fight. Or it could be a nuclear bomb. Anything goes. I have friends in Ukraine, plastic surgeons, fucking millionaires would go in the congresses and would be the richest guy in the congress, just gifting iPads, gifting surgical instruments. Now this guy who was like the most rich guy out of all the plastic surgeons, he's an immigrant in Rome. I've seen how quick the life can change for anyone. And we speak like this Ukrainian plastic surgeon, he's a fucking genius. He had like his own medical congress production company. He had his own video production company. He was balling. He was balling hard. We have to be ready for everything. This is all I'm saying.
Let's talk about crypto. Let's talk about crypto. What brought you into Web3?
Web3 is like, as you know, my first millionaire friend, actually, like person I knew, he was studying with me medicine, but he was a dropout because he was playing with crypto since 2010. Fast forward, like it was 2017, I was like super broke with my PhD and my articles, and I see this guy in his Range Rover balling hard, having like properties, living the dream. I think what do I do? What I have done wrong? But at that time, I had no capital because I was broke as fuck, and still I had to tackle the medicine aspect of my life. And after that, the lockdown comes, and it's like the big boom with ETH projects, Bored Apes, CryptoPunks. And at that time, I had a really traumatic relationship with my ex-girlfriend. And at that time, I felt I lost a chance. I lost a chance because instead of focusing on making finance goals, I was like too much time with a person that just loved drama. You know that I love drama. It's just like a poison. You don't have to take too much. And at that time, I was taking too much poison. That woman, bless her pea head. And then like NFTs boomed, Ethereum boomed, and I was like, again Theo? Again you fuck up? Again? You don't take like first time Dimitris had like the boom with NFT, he has a Range Rover. After, Bored Apes cost $500,000. And again, you don't take, it's like, what else it will happen? Why you are so stupid, And it was like last December, I took the big step. I took my first ETH NFT. It was a rug. Then, I didn't know how to mint. I didn't know how to be in Discord. I didn't know how to evaluate, how. And I am a super noob, I'm super noob. And I was like, why you do this? You are a plastic surgeon. Why you want passive income from crypto? You can have buy properties. This is what doctors do. So I joined the hype train. After my first drug, I bought my second drug, then I bought my third drug. It's like prices were falling down. And I didn't know why I was losing my money. And then I bought my fourth drug in Ethereum. And from the last project I was part of, I decided to be really active on Twitter, because I realized Twitter engagement is close relationship with how well a project goes. And actually, this is like back in the day, a friend of mine, Rock Peddy, told me this, that he had a soul project, and he told me, he had geckos, galactic geckos.
Oh,
it's like tweets play a role. So after my friend Rock Peddy told me about Twitter, I realized why I was getting ragged. I realized that founders didn't care. I realized that some founders they were just happy taking like a slow rag, say, okay, we try with 10 tweets. And at that time, like, I just had theories in my head, I wasn't certain. So I tried this Twitter crusade, let's say from the 50 NFTs, from the 50 tweets, I was doing 40 and all the rest of the community was doing 10. But the founders didn't respond. It was like it was problem for them that we were tweeting. Because the floor price increased and we increased also rank. And then I realized that something is not going good. Yeah, I was like a little bit sad because it doesn't feel good getting ragged. And as you know, I don't sell my NFTs. Well, at least I don't sell for peanuts. I'm more for the community, and I felt betrayed because it was rag after rag after rag. But I got knowledge. Then I decided to do the big step and go in Solana because it was a little bit taboo. My first Solana project was so dead, and I was fucking blown away by how much these guys cared, how much these guys were building, how much they were trying. Then I spoke with some friends from London, and we concluded that the market has settled. Who is like now a top collection is a top collection. It will not change. Who became Mercedes is Mercedes. It will not go back to being an Octavia, Skoda. And I was between Digots and Bears. And I chose Bears for 3 specific reasons. First, it was like the IP, it could be integrated more easily in plastic surgery than Digots. Second, Frank could be like the sweetest guy ever. Just don't give me the trust vibes. I don't know why.
Okay.
He's a cool guy. Just like my weird Greek sense that I could be like 1000% wrong. And third, it was the IMG deal. And and after that, it was just like 7 days of craziness. My Twitter engagement went from 0.4 to 1.3. I got IP rights, I got toolkits, I got community that cares, I got Sammy, I got dreams, I get to speak in a fucking podcast. We have Parker. It's like
have that in the guys.
But I deserve it. I deserve it because I got hard for a year, and I got dragged hard. I got hard. I'm really hard. So I deserve all the beer community. 100%.
Yeah, man. The Bears deserve you too, man.
Thank you.
We need a guy like you, man. The most interesting man in the world.
Well, I think Parker is more interesting.
Hey, Parker is amazing, man. The guy is...
Yeah, you cannot reach the levels of Parker.
The thing is, he's so fluid, man. He's a really good storyteller, and you can tell that he lived it, he had a hard life.
There's no lies.
Yeah. Because in the Bears we have people that are determined, I'm gonna succeed and nothing's gonna stop me. And
exactly. There's no failures, just attempts. For my license in GMC, I failed 7 times. General Medical Council.
Okay.
7 times. And for my PhD, I got rejected from 4 journals. So it's only attempts. No one remembers how many times your article got rejected.
Exactly. Honestly, it's the truth, because you made it,
Yeah.
It's Michael Jordan, man. You miss every single shot that you don't take, right?
Exactly. And this comment is not only about basketball, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. So tell me, which is the biggest lesson you get out of Bears?
Ever since crypto, I was in the Discord, it was mostly like, how can I flip this NFT and make money? It actually calmed me down, because it went all the way up, it went all the way down, it went up and stuff like that. But I feel like, when you have a good project, just keep it, write it, I'm in the Bears for the long run, for long. If it doubles tomorrow, it triples, it quadruples, we're in it for like the thousands and the, you know, like hundreds of thousands and stuff like that. With And honestly, right now, like I'm not even looking at any other mints. I'm just looking at how I can like stack up and buy more bears. That's my thing right now. And because the community is just like, I'm doing this podcast, yeah, because I want to meet new people. You know, I want to meet people in the bear community, and I want to learn from them. You know, so part of it is, you know, like it's me. You know, like I want to learn from people. I want to talk to interesting people, but at the same time, you know, like I believe in the community. I believe in this project, and that's why I'm doing it. You know, like I want to help it out. I want other people to get to know you. I want other people to get to know Parker. You know, like his story was amazing, and people like only about 100 to 200 people know about his story. You know, did you know that Parker does like a Twitter space every Sunday?
Yeah, I have heard that. I will try to listen it this Sunday.
Yeah, you should participate.
Yeah, it's because I have access only through my iPad. I cannot participate in Twitter Spaces.
Okay. Yeah, because you need it from your phone, you know.
Yeah.
Like, because you could tell your story, you know, like from like when you were young and then how you grew up, and you know, like it's a success story, man. And like I feel like people would resonate from it, you know.
Yeah, and it's a full circle, because I still remember the days that I was just like fat alcoholic kid that I was trying to fix my life with Tony Robbins' book, Find the Giant Within. You know?
Yeah.
Everything started with this book. I think books change your life 100%.
Which book? The Tony Robbins?
Awake the Giant Within. It was the first. Because I'm a huge nerd of self-help books. You know, from Tony Robbins, I learned how to dream. Because before that, I was afraid to dream. From Donald Trump, The Art of Deal, I learned how to make profits and not to be afraid to ask the price that I want. Mm-hmm. From The Art of The War of Art, I identified this beach voice that it was all the time in my head. Yeah, that's good as well. That's good as well.
I haven't started it yet, but I have an interesting book. I just don't have it with me, but it's like the Atomic Habits. Have you ever read that?
Phenomenal book.
That's amazing.
Phenomenal. This book was 20% why I finished my PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
The small things in your life, like if you just change the small things in your life, like little by little, like that story about the England biking team, where the coach, you know, he decided to change one thing. They went from like dead last to like winning like so many titles. It's crazy.
I remember like me having to start the PhD from nothing, and I read that book. So I said, okay, every day I have to write one word. I don't have to write a paragraph. I'm just gonna put a word, and I will be happy. It will be a win. So by putting like really stupid low goals, like you get triggered to do more. You know, this is how I finished.
Do you know a sign?
Keep on going. Right now I have goals. Right now the beach voice inside my head tells me, "Oh, you will never do it." You know.
Mm-hmm. Do you know Seinfeld? Do you know Seinfeld?
No.
The show and the actor. Basically, he's a comedian, and he says that he has a notebook with him, and every day he will write a joke, whether it's shit, whether it's good. He'll write a joke every single day because it's about showing up. And when you go to the gym and you're sick, just showing up it makes a big difference, because even though you had a shit, it's just not breaking the streak. And when you break the streak, don't make it twice. Break it once, not twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it becomes a habit. Like, it's okay to like make mistakes. It's okay to like not go once, but don't go twice. Don't miss it twice.
Exactly.
Then it becomes the habit.
Exactly. Like for the past 2 months, I had the Greek Plastic Surgery Congress. I had to go to to London to find the papers and everything. I had to find a home. I had also like really loaded program in my Greek hospital. So I didn't went for 2 months in the gym. As you know, the past 2 weeks I've been 3 times in the gym. First time I did only push-ups. Second time I did like 3 sets of workout. Today I did around 7. And this is how it is in everything in life. It goes beyond NFTs and beyond anything.
But
You have to be willing to be the stupidest guy in the room.
Yeah, I think you get your exercise somewhere else, though, right?
Yeah. Kickboxing.
Yeah, exactly. Kickboxing. And you run too, right?
Yes. I like to run a lot. It makes good stamina.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How many bears do you have?
Currently, I have only 1, but I'm looking to buy 13.
13? A lucky number?
Yes, 13 is my goal for 2023.
Okay, by the end of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. No. Wow, okay. I mean, do it.
Yeah.
If that's your goal, I mean, that's a good thing.
Theo's 13.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be the 13 with the 13 bears, and people will know you. Well, after this podcast, everyone's gonna know you.
I think like everybody knows each other in peers. We know. Even I haven't spoke or haven't heard Glock. I know him. And what is really okay? We're a little bit now degrading our project, but is a fuck. Let's degrade it a little bit. The VCs that Sammy throws, it's like fucking we are in a campfire and we are chilling around the fire and we speak. It's so weird. This is so fucking weird, these VCs in Discord. They speak about utilities. This is not utilities, malaka. We go in fucking woods and we chill in the fire. This is what happens in our VCs. And we can go like talking about women, about working out, about crypto, about big gods. It's like everything goes. It's just like a fire in the VC, and we sit and we go crazy, and someone tries to balance out the madness. This is what goes down.
Yeah, Sammy's amazing.
Yeah, he's just trying to balance all these crazy animating characters, It's so weird. I never experienced something like that. Not even in the army that I served with people. We didn't have so many commons, and it was like this camaraderie so quick.
Oh yeah, but do you have in Greece you have to do 1 year? You have to do 2 years?
1
Is
year
it
obligatory? Yes.
Yeah. How old were you when you went to the army?
24. Just like after my medical school, I joined Special Forces of Greece.
Were you in the medical department since you were in med school?
Yes, but my title is Commando Doctor. So I'm battlefield doctor. I'm first commander and after a doctor. So I'm like fully operational. Okay,
and how was that experience though, going in the army? Do you think it's like beneficial for everyone, or is it like
it's like it fucked my life up in so many ways, and it's like part of me died and another part of me came from the grave, if I can say. My persona was like skeleton sized. It was like degraded completely. And after that, a new Theo came. And it took me like after I finished my duty, obligatory service, it took me 6 months to think again as civilian. It was 6 months after I was still thinking like a soldier, like a commando. But it helped me. It helped me quitting alcohol, it helped me putting priorities, and finally it put me the bug that I have to be perfect in everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be perfect. Because I'm a commando, so I have to be perfect. And I fixed my teeth, I fixed my nose, it was broken. I fixed my diet. I fixed my professional work. I take care of the people I love, my parents. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take the hits because I don't know about other fields, but in medicine, I can tell you, mate, medicine demands sacrifice. You cannot have a normal personal life and be good in medicine. It cannot be done as much as you want. Imagine if I had a child now, would I be able to go to London?
Yeah, no.
No. And this is like, I'm 33. Imagine if I had a normal relationship in 25 and 26. Will I have all this money that I invested in training courses, in studying, in doing PhDs? While I was doing PhD, I was like a madman. Like at that time, the girlfriend I have, I didn't know how she was standing me. I was like fucking crazy guy. I only cared about the PhD, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like a lot of PhDs doctor that they went loco. They lost it.
But it's
Like
it's
the
normal.
guy that did my statistical analysis, this guy, he's a genius. He worked in medicine, he worked in the army, and he was a mathematic genius. He had PhD as me. Well, because this guy is really HP, he's really subjective to abuses with his autistic personality. And he became an alcoholic. He killed his mother in a fit of rage. This guy is my friend. Imagine like tomorrow your friend says like, I hit my mother and now she's dead.
Wow, man.
All my professors are single and divorced. I don't know any Greek doctor that has normal social life. None.
Do you think it's like the Greeks, or is it like all over the world? Because I feel like you study so much, you give your life to medicine basically, and I think it's normal.
I know one professor that has a normal social life.
Okay.
One. And listen, you know how the rules are. I can speak only about Greek medical community. About the other medical communities, I cannot speak.
Yeah, exactly. I guess you can't see.
Yeah, but Greek medical community is like, we're just a bunch of lonely people. Lonely and broken. That's the reality.
You plan on using the bear as your mascot, logo, or something to do with your future business, you think?
Definitely. My bear is my avatar in my WhatsApp group, in my Viber, and also in my iPhone. And yeah, I'm planning to use it in some way. I don't know yet which way, but I will find a way because my niche is more like exclusivity and not so much, Kellogg's type of advertisement. My clients, they like, exclusive things. But even if I don't use the IP rights in aesthetic surgery, I will use it in another field. And I will take the knowledge of Web3 and the infrastructure and I will implement it. Actually, I made a talk in plastic surgery hackathon this year in London about NFTs. And even though it wasn't that successful, that talk of mine, I saw that people are interested in Web3 and plastic surgery. So it's only a matter of when it will be integrated.
Even like payment and stuff, like...
I would say verification, because let's say right now, in Greece, you can get a Botox without being a plastic surgeon. Whereas with Web3 tokens, you could verify that you are a plastic surgeon because you have the NFT of plastic surgery. So
wow.
Could be implemented in that way, or could be implemented by accessing congresses, virtual congresses that would reduce the cost of traveling and the environmental damage. It's done by aeroplanes. It's only a matter of when.
Yeah, it's
and when
crazy.
that happens, or let me say it better. When I will make that, the bears is gonna be there. Inshallah.
Do you think you're gonna buy like the more rare furs? You know, like the coral furs, the lo-fi, the blueprints, the robot ones. Do you think they
No.
look interesting to you?
No. My number one, when I buy a bear, I want to have a little part of my soul, you know?
Yeah.
So my plan is to take like the different fairs, have like a little bit of everything, and then the rare ones, I don't feel like the blueprint. I don't feel because I don't. They're not any smiley faces. All the smiley faces and the faces I like, they're already bought. So it's just like sad faces or stuff like this that I don't feel attached that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get you.
Yeah. So right now I want to buy a black bear. Black bear. That's my next.
Yeah. No, yeah, those are cool, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, like
Theo
whenever
style.
you often like look like at the floor first, and you're like, which one is the nicest one, and then you start going up, and then you're like,
Yes.
oh, that one's like really cool and stuff. Or sometimes you just wait. Like for me, like you said, you gotta see yourself in your bear. For me, like my favorite animal is the panda. You know, because they're like cute and cuddly, but they're also like very playful. You know, like they joke
Yeah.
around all the time, and
They
they
can
just
fuck you up.
yeah, exactly. I don't know, like for some reason, like I want to buy a panda one day. Like if I look at like it looks cool and stuff, and it's very close to the floor, then that's the one I want too. Like of course I want like a coral just for the like the status and the image. Like I'm an OG here. Like
Yeah.
I've been here since the beginning, and like people like know me for my bear and stuff, and like I don't want to change it. I don't want to sell it. But I think it would be cool to have like either a lo-fi or even like a coral or something. But I definitely want a panda if
If I had to buy one of the rares, if it would be like a smiley one, I would go for a low-fi.
Yeah.
And I'll go for a low-fi only because Parker has one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, his lo-fi is really sick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not because it's sick. It's because it's Parker. Yeah. It's because it's Parker. It's like fucking Joe Rogan.
But it's cool that you said that, because I feel like you discovered Parker because like of my podcast.
You.
Yeah, so I feel like it's really cool that you say that.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
and one of my 5-year goals is like me taking to Joe Rogan. So in my head I'm trying to think, what can I do to be that cool so Joe Rogan will invite me. And this is my first podcast, and it's just like a step,
Yeah, step in the right direction. I do watch Joe Rogan a lot. Like, man, he's really cool. Like,
great Joe Rogan experience, like all day.
I like that he has these cool guests on. Like, he had Elon Musk. Like that one, I watched the whole thing. Who else? Who's the coolest guest that you like to?
Kanye West.
Kanye. Yeah, that was funny.
And
I have
also,
who's the who's the comedian there? The comedian.
They have a lot of comedians. They have really a lot of comedians. And I think the cool thing what Joe Rogan does is like he doesn't care if you are famous or not. He just calls people that he likes. Although he has dialed down recently. He's not in the flesh pipe days. I think he's really old, like before 500. Even though he wasn't that good in podcasting, they were like fucking Wild West. You could get angry with the guy they were talking, or they would say crazy things. Eddie Bravo talking about aliens,
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing. I think Joe Rogan is like a force of good, an angel set upon us to protect, to make our this fake life a little bit better. And just like you are on a mission.
Yes.
I have to thank you for this, because we try to make our lives a little bit better. And I think this is one of this is what I think, that this is one of the utilities and the point of all these OK Bears. It's just like to unite people that are okay and they want to help each other. Mm-hmm. If we make money, okay. If we don't make, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, I think, what gives us this special feeling, this feeling of campfire.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because when your incentive would be all the money, like if the incentive was only the money, the funders would take the bags and would be running now. Just like in the other rags that I bought. They took the money, they were gone. Or even worse, they're slow racking. Even worse, you know?
Yeah, well, I think I took enough of your time. Like, I really enjoy it. But if we're gonna leave, I want you to tell me, who do you think would be the coolest guest? You know, of course, Joe Rogan would be really cool, but he's not part of the Bears. Or anyone in the NFT space, who do you think would be like a really cool person to have on the Bear Hug Radio?
Can I say 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
Clock, Snake, and a podcast with me and Dreams and Sam together, 4 of us.
Okay.
But in this podcast we go full, you know how we go in this.
Yeah.
We go like full political, non-political, you know. It might not be able to upload it on YouTube.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much, and it was really fun. Thank you for giving me your time. Your time is valuable. It's the most valuable thing we have to give away, and I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it as well, mate, and thank you for calling me, being so welcoming.
Yeah, let's do it again. Yeah, exactly. We'll do it again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Try to set it up with the Dreams and Sammy and have a round table. I think it would be hilarious.
Definitely.
All right. Peace, man. Thanks a lot.
Ciao.
This is the end of the podcast. If you enjoyed, please hit the like and the subscribe button and watch the next episode with the link below. Thanks.